My name is Ayodamola, Olu-Ayoola. I'm happy to be here this morning, even though this is starting about 15 minutes later than arranged. But that's fine. I mean, it's good. It's good. So today we are talking about how to save yourself from endless bad debts. Olu-Ayoola, you're welcome. I can see you. Olu-Ayoola, you're welcome. I can see you. Okay, so let us do this. I mean, let's just go. So first of all, let us discuss the issue of debt. So what is debt? What is bad debt? What is good debt? Of course, if somebody says bad, it means that there's a mindset that there's a good version of it. Okay, so I mean, if you say bad people, that means they are good people. If you say counterfeit, that means that they are original. So, and we just want to make sure that we explain so that everybody gets the idea. Sometimes you just need to be careful to determine by yourself, for yourself, what is true or what is not true. Sometimes you have to, by yourself, determine what is honorable and what is not honorable. Sometimes by yourself, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Not just what people put on media. It's not just what you see in the news. It's not just what you see in marketing. Sometimes you need to be the ones to decide this has to be true or this is not true. And I'll come back to what I mean by all of that. But this morning, you need to understand that it is good debt if you are borrowing money. If you are borrowing money to do a business, if you're borrowing money to do something that will give you more money, if you are borrowing money to acquire assets, those are good debts. If you are borrowing money to expand your business, that's a good one. But it's bad debt if you are borrowing to service a lifestyle. It's bad debt if you are borrowing money to live large. It's bad debt if you are borrowing money to buy things that are liabilities. In fact, sometimes it could be a good debt to buy a car, depending on what you are going to use the car for. And it could be a bad debt if you are borrowing money to buy a car if the car is not going to give you or raise you any money. So, and I hope that you guys know that we have a website that teaches about money regularly, every time. There are several resources on the website. It's called NgMoneySeries.com. NgMoneySeries.com, just like our handle, except this time is .com. Okay, and the idea is that we want as many people as possible to understand exactly what this money thing is. What is this money thing? Okay, so I just wanted you to know that so that you can avail yourself of that. So I have some things in mind that I want to say, but before I go to those deep stuff, Doctor, you have come again, always saying you are going to discuss deep stuff. Well, I've told you, and let me tell you again, anything on the surface is cheap. Oil, you won't find it on the surface. You can see nations killing themselves, fighting over it. Oil is deep. Diamond, deep. Gold, deep. Cobalt, deep. Anything of value is deep. In fact, deep friendships are the ones that are valuable. Shallow friends, you are going to lose them at the first sight of problem. Deep trust, wonderful. Deep love, better. Surface love, you want to run away from it. So naturally, deep is better. Dr. Ayo, we agree with you now. Thank you very much for agreeing with me. Okay, so before I go to deep stuff, I just want to run through some of the things that you can see online naturally. If you just Google how can I save myself from bad debt, these are the things that you most likely see. No necessary particular order. So first one is that you should identify a pattern. Identify a pattern. I mean, people don't just do things, or things don't just happen. There's always a reason underlying. So it's always a pattern. It's always a pattern. You know how they used to say, if he slaps you in relationship, he's going to slap you during marriage. It's a pattern. If somebody has built a pattern over time, the person is going to do it, repeat it. So look into yourself and find out, do you have patterns? Are there certain things that trigger you to do some certain things? So find pattern. Second thing, keep track of your expenditure. So because a lot of people don't know exactly what they spend money on, so you don't want to be one of those people who don't know what they are spending money on. You don't want to be one of those people. You want to be one of those people who know exactly how they are spending their money. And trust me, it is not easy. Trust me, it is not easy. And if you make it an excuse to say, because it's not easy, so I'm not doing it, well, congratulations, you have joined 80% of the world population who find it difficult. And guess what? It's also 80% of this population who are also poor. So the whole idea is that you want to get out of that place. You want to get out of a place where you don't do things because you find excuses for them, or you find excuses for not doing them. So you don't want to do that. So you need to keep track of your expenditure. Third, you need to categorize and prioritize your spending. You need to categorize and prioritize your spending, because you don't want to wait for money to come into your hands before you decide this is what I'm going to spend it on. These are simple things, like I said, that something you can just find online. So usually, let me tell you, to be honest, usually the challenge here is not in knowing what to do. I'm telling you, the challenge here is not in knowing what to do. Most times the challenge is doing it. That's the challenge. And you need to get to that point where you not only know what you should do, but also do it. The next one is make more money. That's the fourth one. Make more money. Make more money. Well, when we did this on Monday we were talking about your money and your life, choosing, and of course we explain how you should choose your life. It feels counterintuitive, but we analyzed together that that's what you should do. And then we came to a point where I told you that the whole essence of all these podcasts is to teach you about money. So while today our fourth point is make more money, as we talk about how to save yourself from endless bad debt, making more money is not something I can teach you in just one sit. I mean, like, just sit down now and teach you everything that you need to know about making more money. No. It's something that you learn over time, and then you don't even have to wait for my pace. NgMoneySeries.com is there. Please go on that website and make sure that you are always reading all the blog posts, the articles, the resources. Avail yourself of everything there. So, but of course the fourth point here is make more money. And let's go to the fifth point. There's what you call the 3 piggy bank rule, like 3 rules that you should apply. 1, 10% save 10% of your money. That's so that you can have something to cater for contingencies, because contingencies do arrive. Do you know? So, not necessarily because you want to get rich. Savings has not really made anybody rich. That's just a fact. So you're not saving because you want to get rich. Nobody gets rich by saving. But it's good to save so that you can have something to fall back on in case of emergencies, so that you're not stranded. Third point, invest 10% of your income. Now this is how you can get rich. This is how you really can make more money. Invest. And the third is give 10% to something you believe in. Maybe it's tithe, charity, or something. People say, Dr. Ayo, so what does that exactly do for me? How does that improve my life? It helps you to understand that life is not always about you, which in turn improves the quality of your life, helps you to sleep better, helps you to be humble so that you can attract the kind of resources that you need. It also helps you to be curious so that you can be open to ideas. It allows you to live a life that is open. Nothing closed is good. If a water does not flow, it smells. If you close something, it does not breathe, it spoils. You know, it's always better when things are open, you know, in that sense. So basically, be open-minded and follow the 3 rules. And then the 6th is control your emotions. Control your emotions. Emotions are things that people undermine. People undermine emotions. People undermine emotions, and it's really interesting because human beings like to parade themselves as logical beings. You know? Do you watch movies? Do you watch movies at all? Okay, so there's this Star Trek Discovery. You know, it's a sci-fi, you know, something about space exploration and stuff like that, galaxies, different, so, you know, that kind of a thing. So the Earth is just one of the thousands of places in the movie. There are several other places. So it happens that there's this particular CWM_geek. You're welcome. I see you. You're welcome. Now, it so happens because in that movie, I realized that they were able to make us see truly that human beings are not logical, because there's a particular kind of species of whatever, of beings who are mostly, you know, praised for their logic. So it was clear to me, something that I've always known, that human beings are not logical, we are emotional. Look at yourself. Egoyemi, you're welcome. You're welcome. Look at yourself. You will realize that you are emotional. You realize that more than 90% of all your decisions in life are based on emotions. I went to University of Ibadan because my dad went there, and my siblings, most of my siblings went there, and I thought it's a legacy. It's feeling. I didn't research what particular university could serve me well in life. I just thought it had to be University of Ibadan, and then I went there. So, and I'm sure that even you can count several things that you have done that is not necessarily logic. So what am I saying here? The 6th point here is control your emotions. You need to know that you're emotional. That's the first place to start. If you want to control your emotions, you need to first realize that you're emotional, and then you can start working on your emotions. Some things you don't need them. You don't need some things. Some things don't matter. You need to really do deep analysis of what really matters. And the 7th point is know your money. Understand money. I mean, no money. No money. So let me run through them again. Identify patterns, keep track of your expenditure, categorize and prioritize your spending, make more money. The 5th one, employ the 3 PEG bank rule, which is save, invest, and give to charity, you know, or religious cause. And then the 6th is control your emotions, and then the 7th is know your money. Know your money. Know your money. Good. So now that I've run through those stuff that, you know, I think that I mean, even right now, if you just even go to NgMoneySeries, you see all of these things on our blog. It's there. So now let me now go to the deep stuff. Okay, so you need to unlearn everything that they told you. You need to unlearn everything that they told you. You need to unlearn everything that they told you when you were growing up, and relearn profound truths. And relearn profound truths. This is what I mean. The fact that something pops up in media does not mean it is right. The fact that a particular group of people, organization, continue to sing a particular song, it does not mean that that's right. Let me give you a classical examples. All financial institutions, we keep telling you to save. Bring your money to our bank. It's good to save. It's good to save. That's what they say. That's what they say. You see in the news, they put so much propaganda on the whole thing, so much that if you do not save, whether your reasons are legitimate or not legitimate, if you do not save, you begin to feel as though you are doing something utmostly wrong. Now, get me right. I am not saying that it is bad to save. I am saying that everybody must understand what they are doing. Because if a bank says, if UBA, Zenith Bank, GT Bank, and all of these banks, when they say, come and save, have you ever asked them, so if I save with you, where are you saving? Because corporate entities are also individuals under the law. So if Zenith Bank says, come and save, so where is Zenith Bank saving at? So does Zenith Bank save? So why do they incentivize saving? Why they say, okay, so if you save, if you keep 20K for the next 1 week or 1 month, you stand the chance of winning so and so and so and so. Have you ever thought about that? It's simple. That is level 1, which if you do, it gives you a feeling, emotions, that you are doing the right thing, but necessarily does not go anywhere particularly. You should read a lot. There's plenty books on investing. There's plenty book on the mindset of money. You know, you should avail yourself. But this is one thing that I need you to get here right now. See, if you are going to be rich, you must serve a lot of people and you must invest. It's simple. It's just as simple as that. I hope you are not lying to the people that you are serving and feeding them media propaganda. But the point is, whatever it is, it has to involve a lot of people. You need to offer value. So, it is in that light that you should begin to see debt as a kind of transaction. Usually, you are familiar with exchange of money for value. You are already familiar with that. So, I give somebody money and then they give me something, a service or goods, value. You are familiar with that. You are very, 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 very familiar with that. And you don't have any problem with that because you are brought up to know that. Now, sometimes you do prepaid transactions, which means you pay ahead, like your yearly house rent. You want to live in a house for a year, and then you pay on day 0 of the year. So it means that if you are supposed to pay 1 naira for rent every day of the year, that means that your rent per annum is 365 naira. So if you pay on day 0, that means that you have paid 365 naira that you have not used. It means that there is a particular 1 naira that your landlady is going to hold for 365 days, or let's even say 364 days. It means that there's a particular 2 naira that your landlady is going to hold for 363 days before you get the value for that money. That is a prepaid transaction, and you usually do not have problem with it because you have been conditioned that it's okay. No problem. I am not here to say it is not okay. That's not my job. See, time is just flying. Oh God. Geek. Yeah, me. Shay, what are we going to do? See, time flying. Okay, so you've been conditioned that is not a problem, even if you have to pay ahead, prepaid. There is on-the-go transaction, which means that as I'm giving you money, 60K, you are giving me that phone right on the spot there. I mean, journey does not even take 5 minutes. Take money, see phone, pram, is done. And then there is postpaid. The ones that you use, like the way postpaid meter, electricity meter used to work, where you would have used electricity for a month before they now ask you to pay. So you are conversant with exchange of money for value, either money first and a value following it, or money for value concurrently, or give me value first and then I'll give you money. You're familiar with that. But what you don't see is that Debt, borrowing money, is exchange of money for money in a postpaid manner. So give me 100k, I will give you 100k back after 2 months. Do you understand? So you are borrowing 100k for 2 months. So what you are saying is that I want to exchange money for money in a postpaid arrangement. That is what debt means. See, if you don't have proper perspective to things, it may be difficult for you to enjoy that thing, to maximize the potential with that thing. You understand? So debt is a postpaid money for money transaction, which means give me money today, I'll give you money on a future date. That's debt. So it means that it will be good if you took money to do something. So if you took 100k to do something that was going to give you 200k, so that you can return 120k back to the person who borrowed you money, or sometimes it's just even the money that you're giving back. It means that's good. It means that within that period, you have helped yourself made 80k extra. That's what you have done. But imagine if you are taking 100k to say I'm going to give you on a later date, and then the later date comes, you have to borrow to give somebody else the money, and then it means that you are just broke and things like that. Now this is my point. My point here is you must understand that it is good if it betters your life, and it is bad if it does not better your life. One. Second thing that you must realize that you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision and decide what you want to do with your life. I know I understand. I know that may sound like cliche for you, but this is the point here. You see, there are always means, and the means may always look alike. This is what I mean. 100k in my hands is not the same thing as 100k in other people's hands. 100k, if you put 100 people together and you give them 100k in the same city, they will achieve different results with each of the 100k. Why will 100 people achieve 100 different results if you give them the same value and the same time? So I'm giving 100 people 100,000 naira for 100 days. Why will the results be different? Why? Now it is that why that you need to face right now. So what happens to money when it comes into your hands? And why does those things happen to money in your hands? Why? That's exactly what you need to do, because you see, it is the truth that sets free. It's just the way it is. So you are a total sum of your experiences. So add up all your experiences, what you have learned, where you are from, who gave birth to you, what you learned, what you hear, what influences you, the people that you are listening to, the thing that has happened to you, the way. I'm Stephen, you're welcome. You're welcome. And the way you are wired, your orientation, your social engineering, put all of those things together, that is who you are. And money will always interact with you based on who you are. So it means that if you are not at a point where your decisions tend towards multiplying money, you're always going to be in debt. Because let me tell you, every day that you go out, you're going to see a fine car, and you're going to like the fine car. You're going to see a fine phone, and it's always easier to beg. It's always easier to beg. That's why you see so much beggars. Because I mean, if you just put down your dignity a little, and you know what, borrowing does not even really tamper with your dignity like that. You know, just say, yeah, you know, just guy, I feel see 400k there. Yeah, if you raise me 50k, yeah, I feel see 20k. Now, you need to understand that if you do not pay attention to who you are, it will be difficult for you to understand how money behaves in your hand. And if you want to save yourself from bad debt, the first thing that you need to do is you need to know yourself. I'm telling you. And everything always comes down to a decision. I've said this countless times. People say, how can it be as simple as a decision? Yeah, it's as simple as a decision. It's as simple as This is what is good for me. I deserve this thing. I deserve something good for my life, and I am going to get it. And let me tell you, bad debts will stifle your productivity. Bad debts will rid you and steal you of your self-esteem. Bad debt will steal you of your confidence. So if you want to get out of bad debt, you need to make a decision that I am going to stop borrowing for nonsense. That's the first step. You're going to decide that you're going to stop borrowing for rubbish. I mean, if a car was going to reverse and the car was already going, the car has to stop first before it can start reversing. Even if your car was powerful and then you can move from your gear drive to reverse, even if your car was capable of doing that, which of course your car is not capable of doing, but let's assume that your car is capable of going from drive to reverse when you are on 100 kilometers per hour. What happens? The physics of what happens is that your car has to drop from 100 kilometers per hour first of all to 0 before it now starts to reverse. That's the same thing with bad debt. If you must get out of bad debt, you need to decide that you want to stop now. You want to stop borrowing. So the first step is decision. Decide that you want to live a good life. Decide that this is good for you. This is what you want. Secondly, you need to actually execute your decision. Stop borrowing. Thirdly, you need to start thinking about how to pay back. Commit. Even if it's 1 naira, even if it's 2 naira, if it's an individual thing, if it's 3 naira, commit. It will help you build the discipline. It will help you build back your self-esteem. It will help you build back your relationship. And when you have done that, you can now go to the side of good debt, where you can actually take money properly to do good stuff for your life. And in all of this, let me tell you, there are no hard and fast rules. There's nothing like, so this is how you do it. Do 5 naira, call them, pay them, do this. No, there are no hard and fast rules. You are the one who needs to sit down and determine how you are going to deploy this. So thank you very much. It's been a wonderful time with you guys today. You know, imagine almost 30 minutes. So we're going to be back on Friday, and we are going to be having one very wonderful stuff to discuss. Please follow us on this post. I'm on this Instagram page, NgMoneySeries. You can also follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, and then you can always watch out for our podcast. And then the whole idea is that I want as many people to become millionaires as fast as possible. That's the whole thing. I like surplus. I like wealth. I like when a lot of people are wealthy. It gives me great joy, and that's why I'm trying to teach anybody that cares to listen, everything that I know about money, everything that has helped me, how I made my millions, what I learned making my millions, what I knew by intuition, you know, what was wrong that I thought was right, what was right that I thought was wrong, and stuff like that. So, you know, this is just me like emptying my head for you. So thank you very much for your time. Stephen, thank you. Yemi, thank you. CWM Geek, thank you. Olu-Ayoola, thank you. It was nice to be with you guys. Let's do this again on Friday, 9 a.m. on Friday. Thank you very much. Bye.